So hi guys, this is just a quick test and some sample footage with the different modes in the CoPilot. This is the follow mode. I'm going to turn around now so you get an idea how I can adjust the path. So for instance, I'm going down and you can see the angle changing. It's quite low. I'm going back up. So I'm going up these stairs. I'm increasing the distance a little bit. So it's going further. And as you can see, it keeps following. Need to go a bit down because there's a tree in the way. So it's moving past that tree. Let's change the side a little bit. And you can see that as well. All no problem whatsoever. And now as I'm passing the trees here, I try to go quite a bit higher actually. So what this does is it almost becomes from above following mode. And you can see still it does this quite well. If I now come closer, see if this still works. Yep, so I can still come closer. I'm now right above me, following along, nicely controlled. Now you can see the sea there, the lake there. This is just a little bit sample footage of the new CoPilot feature with the Dolly Track. As before, once again you can adjust both the height, the distance, as well as the flying envelope to the left and to the right, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm still flying in Dolly Track and I'm adjusting the distance. I'm going a little bit further out, which is working great. I'm coming back again a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, still tracking me. And then of course you can also adjust the height as I'm going along, and you will see why in a minute, because there is some stairs actually in. If I wouldn't do that, it probably would be too low. So I'm bringing it up a little bit now, and then I'm bringing it a little bit closer to me as well. But the same principle would apply to any area you're flying in. Let's bring it a little bit over, because there's a tree in the way, and that way it can go nicely past it. I also go a little bit higher because there is some bushes to the side, and the HoverAir really does the dolly tracking perfectly. Kind of predicts where I'm going. So at the moment these side movements are done by the hover itself. But again, now I'm going down the slope. I want to change my flying angle a little bit. So I'm bringing the hover down further, and I'm also bringing it wider out because I want to get a little bit distance and capture in the view here. All of this is possible without any problems. I can take the hover even down further, so you get a different angle. You get a little bit dust probably because I'm quite far down. I'm taking it up a bit higher. Now it's going to be interesting because all of a sudden, of course, it will turn into a following mode as I'm walking away. It's still doing the dolly tracking. So ultimately what we have done now is we kind of switched the modes by doing this. I'm bringing the hover a little bit closer because there's a small path here. It's doing that perfectly again. It just keeps following me now. It's turned into follow mode. We started off as dolly track. Obviously if I turn around and I walk back again, it will do exactly the same as before. So as I continue walking here, let's see what happens. There's some bushes here, and obviously I'm going up the stairs, so the hover recognized this, adjusted the height accordingly. Now it's going back into sort of semi-dolly track mode because it's sitting at the side as I'm walking back here. And in a minute, I'm going up that slope, and once again, it should just follow me accordingly. Hi guys, so here's another test with the HoverAir ProMax. This time I'm trying out the brand new CoPilot feature with the side track, and I got to say this one is the one I like most for the reason that it really gives you most flexibility. You can see I'm actually quite far away from myself now. It's still side tracking. As I take it up, you're kind of changing the angling. It says adjustment limit reached, which is fine, but it's still telling me on the screen it is actually tracking. The screen looks rather small, or the green box on the screen, so let me take a little video of what this looks like, so you get an idea as we're doing this, and hopefully I can overlay that a little bit, so you get an understanding what this little screen looks like. As I do this, it just moves along with the AI tracking following me, but obviously giving me manual control features, which is brilliant. So you can see the box is quite far away. I'd say this is the maximum height, maximum distance. I also would like to say it is actually quite windy, and the hover in its usual fashion is actually beautifully stable. I'll bring it down a little bit. As I bring it down, the angle will change, of course, and I now will also bring it back closer to me, which then means the angle should also change. Let's see, do this. This was furthest away, so let's bring it closer. It's still in side track mode. And another feature as part of the side track, which I really like, is it allows you to cover a whole 360 orbit around you now as you're walking along. So basically this isn't just a pure side track mode anymore, it's actually turned into a whole 360 orbiting function. You can obviously do that in both directions as we're moving along here. So I do it this way, and now I can also do it this way, and you get some very unique angles whilst doing this, which otherwise previously wouldn't have been possible. Now obviously I can also adjust that as I go along in terms of height and in terms of distance. So I've brought it down a little bit now.